always, welcome to my home. Today is another episode of my weekly visual podcast, Talk of the Crown, where it's over to you guys. You can ask me anything. This chat is 100% led by you. Turns out that she has produced some jam. The one thing I'm definitely not going to stick my finger in or up is Meghan's jam. Let's put it that way. This finger will not be going anywhere near Meghan's jam. Now, when I say produced, I mean, another thing that I forgot to mention in some of my other videos, well, I touched on the fact that it looked like a cottage garden industry to me. It was just an initial test sample batch. Meghan probably even made it herself, who knows? But, you know, there was no list of ingredients, there was no manufacturer's mark, there was nothing to say that this is a professional operation. There was no nutritional information, you know, there was nothing. It looked like she had just printed off the label at home on their home computer. She'd made it up, printed it off, or she'd got her minions to do it. And yeah, it just looked like incredibly homemade. I'm even doubting now whether it was an actual sample that she has paid to have produced. I think this is something that she's most likely made at home. Maybe even with Archie and Lily. Who knows? Maybe Archie and Lily sneezed all over it and people are opening these jars of jam and they're getting Archie and Lily snot on it. I certainly wouldn't be eating anything that Meghan had made in her rotten kitchen. Let's put it that way. You might get all Snake Mountain juice on it. So yeah, I think she is a long way off having an actual product to sell. The more and more I look at it, the more and more I think about it. This is very, very basic. Meghan is the Duchess of Basic. She's Duchess Basic. That's what she is. And, you know, all this batch, it's limited edition batch of 50. I mean, and she sent to all of her celebrity pals, no doubt with a disclaimer or, you know, an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement attached to it, and certainly a set of very, very, very strict instructions on what to do and how you can use it, how you can show it, that you can't pass it on to anyone else, you can't give it to a journalist, you can't sell it on eBay or any other site, just so that people can't scrutinise this jam. My goodness. And like I say, it's probably something that could literally be, that probably is the same as what's being produced for Walmart or something of that nature. And what I have heard, and I did speak about this on my previous videos, is that it has driven up sales of jam from royal websites. So Highgrove and Duchy Originals, any jam that has been produced sales have gone up. Because people that support the crown want to buy King Charles's jam and of course Prince William's jam over Meghan's jam. So that just made me really, really, really laugh. Gregory says the lemons in the basket of her jam is a hint of her podcast Lemonada. What I think it is really, really bad marketing. Now, you could be right. You know, there is the potential that maybe she's making a concession to the podcast host Lemonada or whatever it's called. But no, I think that is a little bit too deep for Meghan. I think it's just another blunder. And the reason why I think it's a blunder is because why would you give a nod to Lemonada when you are trying to flog or promote your potential, and I use the word potential product because we haven't seen head nor tail of an actual product with food stamps and, you know, regulations and, like I said, nutritional information and all that stuff was completely missing. So what I think is most likely, yeah, why would you use lemons to sell strawberry jam is what I'm trying to get at. It's odd. Now, there was one of her followers, one of the people that she sent it to, I forget her name, but she did actually take it out of that rotten lemon basket, and she actually did put it with some strawberries, because she must have thought, hang on a minute, why have I been sent a basket full of lemons with strawberry jam? Now, if she was going to make lemon curd or some kind of lemon based product. Okay, I'm with you there. There's some kind of theme, there's some kind of, you know, cohesiveness in all of it, there's some kind of thoughts about it. But no, she is selling strawberry jam. So why did she not sell it with, why did she not put strawberries in there or something of that nature, or something red? You know, she could have put some red raffia paper or something and some straw. You know, do it themed to the colour of the product. So do I think it's a hint of the podcast Lemonade or some kind of nod to it? No, I don't. I think it's just really badly thought out marketing. But anyway, here we are all talking about her lemons. Now, the one thing about this product is it most definitely does leave a sour taste in the mouth, I have to say. Who is going to be buying Meghan's? I mean, let's estimate how much we think this jar of jam is going to retail at, if it even does make it out of the laboratory and actually into or the test kitchen, onto an actual shelf, or, you know, being sold online. How much do we think it'll retail at? She could be putting this, I mean, there are crazy prices in LA where people are selling things like jars of jams for $50. You know, she could be selling this, and how many people are going to spend that much money on her jam when you can get Dutchy Originals for like £2, or you can get Walmart jam even cheaper, and it's probably the same stuff. Anomalous says, have you heard about Prince Harry's change in residence? I have indeed, and that was the one thing that I do have on a short list of things to talk about. So Harry has not changed residence. All he's done is update a document, basically taking off a UK address from what we call Companies House. So anyone in the UK who has their own company, a private limited company, it's listed publicly on Companies House. So you can go on there, and of course Harry is a company director of Travelist. So up until I think a few days ago, or maybe even yesterday, it's listed his home address as still being sort of in the UK. Now it was updated to list his primary address as being in the USA. So he has removed himself from an official document, which basically just reaffirms the current sort of status quo, that he does not have a home in the UK, and that he is probably, it indicates that he's probably not likely to be returning anytime soon. Rejoice, rejoice for us Brits. I mean, I'm afraid that means that people in the USA have to put up with Harry and Meghan a little bit longer. But in the UK, we can rejoice. I'm going to give this is good news for us in the UK. So this gets a green fan flap from me, because it's good news. It means that Harry, you know, definitely does not have, it confirms what we all knew, that he doesn't have a UK address. He's not been allowed to use Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace or Frogmore Cottage or any other UK residence that are attached to the royal family. And he doesn't have a private home to do so here in the UK. So he has not been splashing the cash on buying a home in the UK, which basically shows what a complete load of rubbish he was talking when he was like, oh, the UK is always going to be my home. You know, we're going to split our time between North America and the UK. And then he blames it on the fact that he hasn't got security. Well, we all know that Harry has to tell the police when he's coming to the UK. They assess his security needs case by case. What we have seen, you know, what we don't know in terms of we don't know how they assess each visit in terms of risk. What we do know is that we have seen police protection there at the airport when he has been arriving, even for sort of, you know, private occasions. So for example, when he flew over, he made that mad unsolicited dash to go and visit his father after Charles's cancer diagnosis. That was so performative. That was just, I mean, he deserves an Oscar for the amount of grief and worry and concern a son has. I've got to rush over to see Daddy, when really all it was to save face because he'd got an engagement a few days later where he didn't want to appear heartless. Anyway, Harry, we see you. We see you. But he did have the protection to go from the airport to the palace, which was my point, or rather Clarence House. So he has been getting security when he has been in the UK. It's not, you know, a dead cert. He can't rely on it, but he has been getting it. So using that security as an excuse not to come to the UK is a complete load of BS, I have to say. So I'm also going to give him a laser zap. So basically, this is the BS I see you glasses, but also they have a special little feature. They have a laser, zip, 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 so I can zap as well. So if you think that they need a particular little zap, I can do that for you, my loves. And Canetta says, I went to the Highgrove website and filled my cart to around $218. Wow, that's a lot of jam. Which includes the shipping to Kentucky. Can't wait for it to arrive. Wow, I am so proud of you, girl. You are getting a green fan flap. That is amazing. Well done you, well done you. Yeah, people have been flocking to the royal websites to buy royal jam. Who wants Meghan's rotten sour rubbish when you can have Duchy originals? Ooh, tasty, yummy. It's almost as sexy as Polo. It's almost as wanton desire as all that Polo that we're going to be getting a taste of because Harry's filming all the sex and everything going on. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a complete load of rubbish. Who wanted? Oh, you almost got a hint of ankle. Oh, there's a little touch of ankle going on there. Oh, has it raised your temperatures like the Polo? Oh, it's all sex-fueled. Oh, my goodness. Lucia says, I think that if Meghan wanted to pull a Martha Stewart, she's at least 30 to 35 years late. Oh, she's more Julia Child. Hello, my name is Julia Child. Yes, she's more Julia Child trying to be the French chef. It's very amateur, my darlings. No, she's not Julia Child. She's not Martha Stewart. She's not Fanny Craddock. She's not even Ronald McDonald. I mean, seriously. Beverly says, for your information, Highgrove organic strawberry jam is sold out. Thanks, Meg. I love it. I absolutely love it. I really do. Beverly says, funny how only 3 recipients have commented on their social media account. Yes, that's another thing. Well, she must have sent out the full 50. That's unless Megsy Baby got really hungry and ate all the others. But no, I think she sent them out. She's probably even put dates of when they can release, so that there's a constant drip feed of social media posts over the next couple of months or however long it takes her to actually get a proper batch made, if at all. So, I mean, it would have made more sense for Meghan to have made lemon curd. I actually quite like lemon curd. It certainly would have been, you know, zingy and zesty. I mean, I still probably wouldn't have had hers, but her rotten jam just basically stinks. Jen says, do you think that Harry will formally be removed as Councillor of State? It certainly shows his intention not to have a UK home. And of course, part of the rules are that you have to be a UK resident. So he's a UK citizen, but not a resident. That does cause a problem. Now, it is highly unlikely that Harry will be called as a Councillor of State due to the nature that the Princess Royal and, of course, Prince Edward were added to the list of Councillors of State. So King Charles had the opportunity to remove Harry during the new legislation, which was passed, I think, last year. He didn't do that. And I think he must have taken a measured approach. And, of course, that was that it was highly unlikely because there are so many people that can do that role instead of before it would even get to Harry. However, there is, you know, the situation where, let's just say, you know, most of the senior royal family was struck down by some kind of illness bug, and, you know, there was a need for a Councillor of State. Harry would be entitled to be called upon. But like I said, it poses an issue with him not being a resident. I don't know what the government would actually do. Would they really stick to the rules and not ask him, or would they do a little bit of fluffing? It seems to me, I would hope that they would stick to the rules. So an opportunity was lost. I don't think King Charles wanted to ruffle too many feathers. I kind of wish that he had gone there and done it, but he hasn't. We're in a situation where, you know, he is still in the line of succession, and I think only removing him from the line of succession would do that now. And is that likely to happen? Well, let's just see how far Harry keeps pushing. If he keeps pushing too far, eventually the elastic band will snap. Montana says America does not claim that trollop. Nobody knows who she was till Harry got... Well, that's true, because I didn't know who she was. I'd never seen Suits. I mean, it was available in the UK, but I'd never seen Suits. So I had no idea who Meghan was. It's been said on social media that Netflix hasn't been involved in the production of Meghan's cooking programme and Harry's Polo Netflix documentary, purely on the basis that Netflix hasn't announced or sort of corroborated Harry and Meghan's claims that they are making, you know, a programme about polo and a programme about cooking. This is what I think. I think Harry and Meghan jumped the gun. I do think that Netflix will be pretty heavily involved in the production. I think Archwell Productions is just a bit of lip service. Harry and Meghan as, you know, directors, whatever it is that they call themselves, is just a front. I think Netflix are the ones behind the cameras, but I think Harry and Meghan jumped the gun. I think Netflix would have rather have waited until things were a little bit further down the line, until they'd actually got enough footage, I suppose, to really assess whether or not it was going to be a viable programme. I think what Harry and Meghan have done is tried to force Netflix's hand. They've tried to sort of put it out there that there's going to be these shows, and then if Netflix pulls out, you know, it's sort of egg on Netflix's face, and they can blame Netflix for them not producing. So I think they were trying to pull a little bit of a Harry and Meghan fast one over on Netflix. And you know what? We see straight through you. And for that level of deception, you're going to get a little zap. 3 zaps. Karen says, do you think the king will ever go to the point of no return with Harry? I take it you mean taking away titles and styles, or at least involving the government to do so. Will King Charles go nuclear? It depends how far he is pushed. There's only so much a person can take, and I think with Oprah, with Spare, with, you know, using royal monograms on their official, you know, projects and things, it's pushing. They're poking the bear, and poke and prod too much, and the bear might roar and rear its head and bite. And when reality does bite, Harry and Meghan dare not go running, ooh, crying, ooh, look what daddy did to me, ooh. No. You've brought it 100% on yourself. Do I think he'll go there? Not yet. But if they keep pushing, it's all dependent on what Harry and Meghan do. Like with everything that comes Harry and Meghan's way, it's entirely of their own doing. So this is the Gloucester honeysuckle tiara. Obviously, it's in the possession of the Gloucesters. It's a very, very beautiful tiara. I quite like the height of it. It's not overly tall, but I just kind of quite like how it sits. This, of course, is the Japanese pearl choker. We have seen Princess Diana wearing it. We have seen Catherine as Duchess of Cambridge wearing it. I think she wore it as Princess of Wales as well, possibly. And of course, Queen Elizabeth II wore it because it was her piece. So this is a really, really good replica of that. I have a Royal Family order. Now this one is for George VI on a pink box bow ribbon. So that's really, really lovely. And of course, this is becoming one of my favourite rings. This is the late Princess Diana's aquamarine and diamond ring. I really, really love this. Of course, it is in the possession of she who must not be named. I mean, let's hope she wasn't wearing this when she was making her jam. Buy my jam, buy my jam. She may as well be on QVC. But anyway, I like to think of this as Diana's aquamarine ring. It's gorgeous. I wish I had a real one. A real aquamarine this size. I think it suits my finger. I think I'd pull it off. What do you think, my loves? It's gorgeous. It really, really is. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. And of course, do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So from me until next time, mwah, to you all. And remember, we are doing the Lord's work.
He's the spare inside, it makes him cry. Monster of Montecito, she set her sights on